Carole King. Carole King Klein, born Carole Joan Klein, is an American singer, songwriter, and musician who has been active since 1958, initially as one of the staff songwriters at 1650 Broadway and later as a solo artist. Regarded as one of the most significant and influential musicians of all time, King is the most successful female songwriter of the latter half of the 20th century in the US, having written or co-written 118 pop hits on the Billboard Hot 100. King also wrote 61 hits that charted in the UK, making her the most successful female songwriter on the UK singles charts between 1962 and 2005. King's major success began in the 1960s when she and her first husband, Jerry Goffin, wrote more than 24 chart hits, many of which have become standards for numerous artists. She has continued writing for other artists since then. King's success as a performer in her own right did not come until the 1970s, when she sang her own songs, accompanying herself on the piano, in a series of albums and concerts. After experiencing commercial disappointment with her debut album Writer, King scored her breakthrough with the album Tapestry, which topped the US album chart for 15 weeks in 1971 and remained on the charts for more than 6 years. King has made 25 solo albums, the most successful being Tapestry, which held the record for most weeks at #1 by a female artist for more than 20 years. Her record sales were estimated at more than 75 million copies worldwide. She has won 4 Grammy Awards and was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. She has been inducted twice into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as a performer and songwriter. She is the recipient of the 2013 Library of Congress Gershwin Prize for Popular Song, the first woman to be so honored. She is also a 2015 Kennedy Center honoree. Early life and education. King was born Carole Joan Klein on February 9, 1942, in Manhattan, New York City, to Jewish parents Eugenia, née Kammer, a teacher, and Sydney Ann Klein, a firefighter. King's parents met in an elevator in 1936 at Brooklyn College, where her father was a chemistry major and her mother was an English and drama major. They married in 1937 during the last years of the Great Depression. King's mother dropped out of college to run the household. Her father also quit college and briefly took a job as a radio announcer. With the economy struggling, he then took a more secure job as a firefighter. After King was born, her parents remained in Brooklyn and were eventually able to buy a small 2-story duplex where they could rent out the upstairs for income. King's mother had learned how to play piano as a child, and after buying a piano, would sometimes practice. When King developed an insatiable curiosity about music from the time she was about 3, her mother began teaching her basic piano skills, without giving her actual lessons. When King was 4, her parents discovered she had absolute pitch, which enabled her to name a note correctly just by hearing it. King's father enjoyed showing off his daughter's skill to visiting friends. "My dad's smile was so broad that it encompassed the lower half of his face. I enjoyed making my father happy and getting the notes right.